The paradox of pursuit. The more you chase something, the farther it seems to move away. The tighter you grip life, the more it slips through your fingers, like trying to hold water in a clenched fist. But something strange happens when you stop chasing, when you slow down, when you soften your grip, when you stop running after every outcome. Life begins to move toward you. Opportunities appear without forcing. Conversations align without planning. People enter your life at exactly the right moment. And suddenly, it feels like the world is choosing you. Not because you tried harder, but because you finally stopped trying to control everything. This is one of the quietest, most misunderstood truths about manifestation. Magnetism is stronger than pursuit. And if you've been feeling exhausted from chasing your life, chasing success, chasing clarity, chasing love, there's a chance the universe is not asking you to run faster. It's asking you to become someone who attracts instead of pursues. The struggle. Why we learn to chase. From the moment you were young, you were taught a simple formula. Work harder, push further, chase what you want. Success, they said, belongs to the relentless. So you learn to run. You chase grades, you chase approval, you chase productivity. Later, you chased careers, relationships, meaning, purpose. And on the surface, this approach makes sense. After all, effort does produce results. But there's a hidden consequence to constant pursuit. It trains your nervous system to believe that what you want is always somewhere else, always ahead of you, always slightly out of reach. So you live in a subtle state of psychological distance from the very life you want. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." And much of chasing comes from unconscious fear. Fear of not being enough. Fear of missing out. Fear that if you stop pushing, everything will collapse. So you keep running, even when you're tired, even when something inside you whispers that there must be another way. The invisible signal you send. What most people don't realize is that chasing sends a signal, not just psychologically, but energetically. Imagine someone constantly running towards you, demanding attention. There is pressure in their movement, urgency, need, and need paradoxically pushes things away. The same pattern appears everywhere in life. In relationships, when someone chases too intensely, the other person often pulls back. In careers, people who desperately chase recognition often feel overlooked. But those who carry quiet confidence seem to attract opportunities naturally. Why? Because human beings respond more to presence than pressure. Presence is calm. Presence says, "I am already whole." And from that state, everything changes. The physics of magnetism. Think about a magnet. A magnet does not chase metal. It doesn't run across the room trying to grab the objects it wants. It simply becomes magnetic. And the stronger its field becomes, the more things naturally move toward it. Your identity works the same way. Your beliefs about yourself create an invisible field around your life. If deep down you believe, "I must chase to receive," your behavior will mirror that belief. But when your identity shifts to, "I am someone life responds to," something remarkable begins to happen. Your energy stabilizes. Your decisions become clearer. Your presence becomes grounded. And people feel that, not consciously, but instinctively, because humans, like particles in physics, respond to fields of influence. This is why some people walk into a room and the atmosphere changes, not because they're louder, but because they're centered. They're not chasing attention. They're radiating certainty. The moment people get this wrong, now this is where many people misunderstand the message. Stopping the chase does not mean stopping action. It means stopping desperation. There is a profound difference between aligned action and anxious action. Anxious action feels like urgency. It feels like you're trying to outrun something. You send messages too quickly, make decisions too fast, push outcomes before they're ready. Aligned action, on the other hand, moves from clarity. It is calm, deliberate, focused. Imagine a river. The river does not rush frantically to the ocean. It flows steadily, patiently, carving its path through mountains and valleys. Over time, the river shapes the land itself. This is the difference between force and magnetism. Force tries to control reality. Magnetism allows reality to organize around you. The identity shift. The real transformation happens not when you change your strategy, but when you change your identity. For years, you may have believed you were someone who had to prove yourself, someone who had to fight for every opportunity, someone who had to earn belonging. But what if the most powerful shift is this? You stop proving and start embodying. Instead of asking, how do I get people to choose me? You begin asking, who do I become so that the right things naturally align? This is the quiet moment when chasing dissolves. Because when identity changes, behavior follows. You speak differently. You move differently. You tolerate less misalignment. You stop forcing conversations that feel strained. You stop clinging to timelines that drain you. And slowly, almost mysteriously, life reorganizes around your new center. Named the strange calm before attraction. At first, this shift can feel uncomfortable. Because when you stop chasing, life often becomes quiet. There may be a pause, a stillness, an empty space where the old patterns used to live. Many people panic here. They think nothing is happening. But the silence is not absence. It is recalibration. Think of a compass. When you stop spinning it wildly, the needle eventually settles. And only then can it point north. Your life works the same way. When you stop forcing outcomes, your internal compass stabilizes. And once that happens, the right directions begin appearing naturally. What magnetism feels like. When you step into magnetism, life starts to feel different. Not instantly, but gradually. You notice that conversations flow more easily. Opportunities appear through unexpected channels. Ideas arrive without strain. Instead of chasing clarity, clarity finds you. Instead of begging for attention, you attract genuine interest. Instead of forcing outcomes, you participate in unfolding ones. And the most surprising part is this. The more relaxed your energy becomes, the more powerful your presence feels. Because calmness signals certainty, and certainty is magnetic. A simple practice. If you want to begin shifting from chasing to magnetism, start with something simple. Notice urgency. Every time you feel the impulse to rush, to force, to prove, pause. Take one slow breath. Ask yourself, am I acting from fear or alignment? If it's fear, wait. Let the moment settle. Clarity often arrives in stillness. And when action finally comes, it will feel different. Less like pushing a boulder uphill. More like stepping onto a moving walkway. The quiet power of being chosen. There is a very different feeling between chasing something and being chosen by it. When you chase, you feel pressure. You feel uncertainty. You constantly question whether you're enough. But when something chooses you, there is ease. There is mutual recognition, like two frequencies finally syncing. This is how aligned relationships begin. This is how meaningful work appears. This is how unexpected doors open, not through exhaustion, but through resonance. Because the universe does not respond to force, it responds to coherence. Let life find you. So if you've been feeling tired lately, if you've been running after outcomes that never seem to arrive, maybe the lesson right now is not to run faster. Maybe the lesson is to stop chasing, to breathe, to come back into yourself. Because when you stabilize your energy, clarify your identity, and release the pressure to control everything, something beautiful begins to happen. Life starts moving towards you, not all at once, but gradually, naturally, like iron filings slowly gathering around a magnet. The right people, the right opportunities, the right moments, they begin to recognize you. And if this message found you today, perhaps it's a reminder that your life was never meant to be hunted down. It was meant to meet you. So take a breath, relax your shoulders, let the chasing end, and watch what begins choosing you. And if something in this message resonated with you, if it felt like a quiet truth your soul already knew, like and subscribe, not for the algorithm, but for your own alignment. Because sometimes the messages we need most arrive at the exact moment we're finally ready to stop chasing and start becoming.